The last step in this HEHR standard window restoration is to install the movable window panes that we've already restored. This has been a long time coming. It's been a lot of work and a lot of time. And this is probably the most satisfying part of the project, is sliding these windows in. And there we go. Now I'm ready to install the push-out bars that operate the windows, which requires first installing these tabs that make a nice surface for the push-out bar to engage in. And if you remember to one of the earlier videos, this particular tab had one side that was broken off when I pulled it apart. So I had my father-in-law make a set of these for me. So I went ahead and had him make, well, he made 6, but I have 4 here. One I've already bent the tab. So he cut them rough out of this thin aluminum. It has some kind of anodized coating on one side and some kind of a brown coating on the other side. So I took my angle die grinder and ground down to the right width and ground the corners down, and these tabs to the right size to fit in the holes, and then just try to hit them with my polisher carefully real quick. So I bent these tabs over, as you can see, and this one fits right in here. And then from the other side, what I'll do is I'll bend the tabs in to secure this in place, and then I'll install the push-out bars. Now that these are bent, I can pop them in the holes. Fits perfectly. I'll flip this window over and I'll squeeze the tabs down. They tend to fall out when you flip it upside down, so I'm gonna reinsert this, put my hand underneath to hold it flush against the front side of this center support bar. And I'm just gonna take these needle nose and work on bending the tabs down. I can probably just bend them down with some pressure here. Pulling toward myself a little bit. Same with this one. They're a little bit loose, so I'll just work on bending them a little bit more at a time. They're not going to fall out of there, so should be good like that. Repeat that for the other 3, and then we'll be done with that part. Before I install these window panes into the assembly, I'm going to straighten out this center support here. As you can see here, there's a slight bend in this direction from the original nut and bolt that was on there. So to straighten that out, I got 2 pieces of the end of a non-compressible shim to protect the metal, because I tried it the other way and it definitely dinged up the edge of the metal here. So I'm just going to put the screwdriver in here. I'll zoom out. Put the screwdriver in here and just give it a little twist in a couple spots just to straighten that metal out a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect, and that looks better. So I do that for all 4 windows, and they'll be ready to install. The last step is to install the push-out bar through this center support onto the movable window pane. And you just have to pay attention to the orientation of these. As you can see here, the word HEHR, H-E-H-R, is upright, and when this is installed and locked, it will be in that position. So I need to install it through the slot here all the way through to the other side. Then I will carefully lay the window down. Adjust this so that it's 90 degrees into this lower hole right here. I've decided to use these number 8 by 32 5/8 inch screws along with these number 8 by 32 lock nuts, the nylon lock nuts. The reason I'm doing that is because when I first disassembled the windows, these the nuts and bolts that were holding this push-out bar in were clamped all the way tight around this steel piece and this C-channel here, the center support. And when I tried to do that with this installation, there was no wiggle room in this part of the push-out bar, the short leg of it, and I had a hard time getting them open and closed because this part here was catching on the bottom of the slot here. So I'm gonna tighten these down, but I'm not gonna tighten them so far that I lose the wiggle room in this hinge mechanism. Snug that up, and then we'll see how it operates. So here it latches, here it unlatches, pushes out, and locks in place. It's way smoother than it was when I inserted the washer and made this part in here really tight, which I thought was the right way because that's how it was done originally, but I was advised to leave some wiggle room there.